percent equation. So we're going to take the proportion a step farther. Okay, you're going to see the words that were used for your proportion. We can actually write an equation, and you're going to be able to use a calculator. So this will hopefully be easy for you, given that you're going to use a calculator, and hopefully you can see how much fun some of these problems are that you can create. So important words that we need to know is the word is and of. The word is means equals. All right, so anytime we see that word in our problem, that's where our equal sign is going to go. And then the word of means multiply. So we're always going to put a multiplication sign anytime we see that word. And so then the formula we're going to use is it's going to be part equals the percent times the whole. And that's the way you're going to set all of them up. You're going to want to pick out the information, put them in that spot, and then go ahead and solve. It's important to know that our percent, you're going to write as a decimal. So move your decimal point 2 places to the left, and when you actually write your equation, put in that decimal number, not the percent. So let's take a look at what the formulas are going to look like. So if we're finding the percent, the wording of it could look something like what I have here. 3 is what percent of 6. And this is what you're going to end up writing down, or how you would set up your problem. So writing this piece and this piece in your notebook is going to be important, because if you know that I'm finding the percent, you would use this formula here to help you solve that problem. Then you go to finding the part, and this is the way you would set it up. You could say what number is, so there again is my equals, 50% of multiply 6. And so I basically put in a variable for where it says what number or what percent, change the percent to a decimal, and then I would go ahead and multiply. And when I solve some examples, you'll see how to actually solve them. Then the last one, finding the whole. So you could see 3 is equals 50% of what number. And so here again, this is the way you would set up your equation. So making sure that you have the words finding the whole, finding the part, and finding the percent with how you would set up their equation on your paper is really important. You might want to highlight that information. That way you know where to find it. So, what number is 15% of 45? Well, what number? X. I don't know that number. Is means equals. I'm going to change 15% to a decimal. 0.15 times 45. Now, since my variable is by itself, on my calculator, all I need to do is type in this information, and that will give me my final answer. And when I do that, x equals 6 75/100. But if you notice here, I put round to the nearest tenth, which is one place past the decimal. So my final answer will be 6 8/10. It is okay to have a decimal answer. You need to feel comfortable with that. The world is not just full of whole numbers. 72 is 36% of what number? So this is where we're going to find the whole. So I have 72 equals 0 36/100 times what number? Well, and when we did the cross multiply and divide with our proportions, we undo multiplication by dividing. So I'm going to divide on both sides, because remember, this dividing itself cancels out. So I'm left with x equals And then I would take 72 divided by 36 hundredths on my calculator to find that the answer is 200. So 72 is 36% of 200. It's how you would read the final answer to that problem. Then we're going to find our percent. 105 equals x times 99. And so again, we're going to divide by 99. And I find that x equals 1 6/100. Now, I said round to the nearest tenth. So x equals 1.1. But I'm looking for a percent, and I only have a decimal, so I move my decimal point 2 places to the right, add my 0. So final answer, x equals 110%. All right, so solving these where it just gives you the words is a good practice for when we get into some story problems. Hopefully the next one can give a few of us a laugh. I don't know how accurate it is, but let's give it a try. Sam calls herself a crazy cat lady. If she has 34 total pets and 19 of them are cats, what percent of her pet population are the cats? So we need to pick out some of our information. 34 total pets, that's my whole, so that makes 19 the part, and I'm looking for my percent. So part 19 equals x times 34. So I'm going to divide. X equals, if we type that into our calculator, 19 divided by 34, we get 0.558. I say round to the nearest tenth. So we're going to look here. I'm going to round up. So x equals 0.6, but I'm looking for the percent. So I need to make sure I move my decimal point 2 places to the right. So 60% of Sam's pets are cats. We all feel sorry for you, Sam. So use these examples, find the information. You could actually write that down, what the part, the whole, or the percent is, and make sure you get it into the equation and then solve.